Okay, so we've got Miranda with us today. Thank you, Miranda. And we're going to be talking about the benefits of osteopathy. So if you've been thinking about having osteopathy for your back, then do listen to this. And for those that don't know, my name's Sandy and I specialise in lower back pain. So Miranda, thank you so much for the time for joining us today. I really, really appreciate that. Now, so many people say to me, I've got back issues, and why should I go for an osteopath treatment? So I wondered whether you could share that with us, why people generally should come to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first myth is we only treat backs. We don't, we treat the whole body. People come to us with back problems, but we're very holistic. We look at the whole body, top to toe. So we'll have a look and just see if there's hip problems, knee problems, upper back, neck problems that could be feeding into back problems as well. And I'm sure you look the whole body when people are in postures and poses. So yeah, we don't just treat backs, we actually treat the whole body. And people come to us with a variety of reasons. We don't just treat the bones either. We treat muscles, we treat bones, ligaments, everything that makes up the whole body. So that's what we're looking at, everything.
Lovely. It's because people say to me, oh, osteopathy or chiros, and what's the difference and why should I go to one or the other? And I know with you often do a massage before to kind of warm up the body, which I particularly like.
Yeah, so there are some techniques that are very similar, and it's about finding a practitioner that you like and that you trust. So the first appointment with us is an hour, and what we do is have a chat about what the current problem is, but general medical history as well. So if you had any past accidents, broken bones, anything that's happened, recently with everyone working from home as well, and the changes in posture that's bringing and everyone being at desks. So we try to get like an overall picture of everyone. And treatment-wise, we'll do an examination after we've spoken. We look at people standing, getting them to do their movements, so sort of bending sideways, forwards, having a look at the spine. But treatment is very hands-on, as you said. So we work on muscles, we do massage the muscles, we do work on joints as well. And occasionally, not always, we do put the clicks and pops through people's spine if it's appropriate, and we'll always discuss it first. So we tend to work muscles and spines. Chiropractors traditionally work more on the spines and less on the muscles, but everyone works differently. So as I said, it's finding someone that you like. And we also give exercises and homework to do, a bit like you get from the physiotherapist. So there's a lot of crossover actually between osteopathy, chiropractor and physio. There is a lot of similarities and crossover. We like to think, obviously, we do a bit of everything. So we do a bit of the massage, a bit of the joints, and some of the exercises. So you get the whole package.
Yes.
And we give you homework to do. And then when we fix them, we send them off to yourself to go and do Pilates. And once we fix them, that's the way to keep it there.
Fantastic. And if somebody did come to you with their back issues, do you ever refer them to for a scan, or do they need to go back to their doctors for that?
So either or, we'll have a chat, and if we don't think it's appropriate for us to treat them in that chat, we can refer for private scans, we refer for private MRIs, private x-rays, or we have good rapport with the local GPs. You can see I'm actually in a GP surgery today. I work in one in Poulton today. We've been in Bath, we've been in Salford, so we've got good rapport with the local GPs. And sometimes writing, what we found, our findings, on some headed note paper back to the GP can really help focus getting you a scan or x-ray through the NHS as well. When you come, we'll do all sorts of tests. We test power, reflexes, the examinations, so we can write it in the medical terminology back to the GP if needed. So either or, depends what the problem is and how long the waits and things are. And we also treat people with private medical insurance, so if it's covered under that, we can refer through that. So a variety, but we're always honest, and if it's not something that we feel we can treat, then we'll suggest sending you in the right direction for where you do need to be seen.
And I just wanted to ask you this. I had a lady on the phone the other day. Now, because when I had my back issues after my car accident, I was just sent for an MRI, you know, after going to physios and things. They just put me through an MRI. I was speaking to a lady just the other day on the phone, and she said she can't get an MRI. She's really struggling with sciatica and her back problems and so on and so forth. But she's told by the doctor that she has to have steroid injections before she has MRI. I mean, I don't know if you... Do you know if that's common practice or?
It really is on a case-by-case basis. Obviously, MRIs are expensive to the NHS, and so they do sometimes like to do x-rays first. So an x-ray will show the bone, and it will just show the vertebra and the bone stacked on top of another, but it won't show all the soft tissue, so it won't show the muscles, the nerves, the discs.
Your video's gone.
Yeah, do apologise. Quite often they like to do an x-ray first because it will show the bones, and it's a cheaper modality. If they find something wrong, they know what's going on. If they don't, then it might be an MRI later. But yeah, quite often they'll want you to have tried other things, such as physio, hands-on treatment, medications first. So, but it's a case-by-case basis, and there are something called the NICE guidelines, which is they have to follow. They can't just send everybody for an MRI. You've got to fit into certain criteria before you get sent for the MRI. So case by case.
But the X-ray is just bone. The MRIs is like the tissues as well as the bones.
Exactly. And then you obviously have ultrasounds which show the tissues, but not in as much detail as the MRI. So again, that's why we would have a lot more of a chat first about what the problem is before we suggested what route to go down.
So if somebody was struggling, like this lady, for example, and if she was local and she came to you, could you then write a letter to the GP that could maybe help her sort of move on and maybe even get an X-ray if they weren't offering that?
Yeah, certainly. If it's something that we thought was suitable, then we do an examination and we could report our findings back to the GP. Absolutely.
Yeah, brilliant.
And we don't charge any extra letters for GPs or anything. It's all part of the initial appointment. There isn't another charge for that.
Brilliant. So Miranda, can you tell me a little bit about your story and how come you are an osteopath?
I'm an osteopath because I used to see one lots. So I have had treatment throughout being, a very active but accident-prone child, and having lots of bumps and falls and falling off trampolines and playing hockey. I used to play hockey for counties, trampoline, netball. So whenever I had injuries, I got taken to the osteopath rather than the GP. And yeah, looked at it and thought, it's a really interesting job. You get to see different people, you get to find out loads of things about other people's jobs, and it's not the same thing every day. It might be a back every day, but it's different backs and different things that feed into it. So that's what got me into it, and that's also what got me into specialising in pregnancy and paediatrics, because I was seen as a baby as well, and so I treat children and babies that have had an interesting delivery into the world, and their whole bodies have been squished and squashed, and they need a little bit of help as well.
Yeah, I came to you when I was pregnant as well. Found it very helpful. Thank you. I've just got one.
Was it that long ago?
I think it was when I was pregnant with Makita. She's turning 8 this year.
Wow.
Maybe as well. I have so many problems with Matt. So, just one little question. Sorry.
I was just going to say, and that's the thing. So at Redfern Osteopaths, we've got 3 osteopaths, and we all specialise and have different interests as well. So we always have a chat with people when they book in. I particularly kind of treat pregnancy and paediatrics. We've got another osteopath who's actually starting her equine course and has got real interest in riders and horses. Not that we'll be having them into our practice, but she's got an interest in that. And our other osteopath who has done a lot of pitch side, and she's looked at doing pitch side rugby and treated with the Oxford team. So we've all got our own interests. So we've got kind of a wealth of knowledge and a breadth of interest so that people get put in the right place as well.
Fantastic. That's great. I just got one little question for you, and it's sciatica. Do you often find with people who have sciatica, it's usually from a slip disc issue or a disc problem?
So brilliant that you've asked, because you realise that sciatica is from something else. It's one of my pet hates. Sciatica is a symptom, it's not a diagnosis. Sciatica is a nerve that runs out of the back, down in the bottom, the back of the leg and over to the top of the toe. And it's like saying you've got a headache. You might have a headache because you're dehydrated. You might have a headache because you just banged your head on something. It's a symptom. So yes, sciatica is commonly caused by discs, and they haven't slipped, they've bulged. So they don't actually go out of line. They're like a bag of jelly, and some of the jelly is bulged onto the nerve, and it's pressing on the nerve, giving those symptoms. But it can also be caused by tight muscles. And there's other areas that the sciatic nerve can get pinched along the way, and that's why we do the full examination and the questioning to go, right, is it caught with some arthritis in the spine or a disc that's bulged? Is it the muscles? Is it the posture? What along the route? And yet it's a detective work, trying to find out where it's been pinched. But yeah, we often see people with disc issues. And yeah, we symptomatically, hands-on, we can really help with those. And then they need to go and work on their core. And that is absolutely when we go, right, you sit at a desk all day, you need to go and do some other things. You need to go and work functionally and actively. And I know we've had some patients that have gone to you with great results. And unfortunately, we never see them again because you do a great job with them. The ones we see again are the ones that don't do those things and keep coming back, going, oh, it's happened again. And eventually the penny drops and they go, I should do something, shouldn't I?
Yeah, yeah. Can you tell me as well, because I always get a little bit confused, like with the slip to herniated, bulge disc, is it just different for different things, or are they different? How do they differ?
No, they're all the same. So discs, oh, I should have brought my spine. I can do a talk on that another day. It's a whole other subject.
Yeah.
So discs, you've got the vertebra, one on top of another, and in between them, you've got the disc, which is like a bag of jelly. And they have different stages. So you can get what's called an annular strain, which is where the bag of jelly is like someone's taken a cheese grater to the edge of it and it's beginning to fray. So it becomes swollen, it becomes inflamed, but it's still together. You can then get a herniated disc or a prolapsed disc, similar, where the material is actually bulged out and it's come out of its container and it's pressing on the nerve. You can then get something called a sequestration, where that material is actually broken away and travelled up or down the spine. That is a lot more rare. We don't see a lot of those.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, we'll have to have another chat about that. And
whole other chat.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. So
no, that's fine. Before you go as well, it's just to put people's minds at rest of obviously all of our COVID protocols.
Forgot about that, thank you.
No, that's absolutely fine. I know people are quite anxious because we are face-to-face and we are hands-on treatment, but we are following all the Public Health England guidelines. So when people come and see us, there's a questionnaire to fill out beforehand, just to confirm that you've not had any symptoms, you haven't been in contact with anyone with any symptoms. When we're treating, they come in, we ask them to wash their hands, we wash our hands, we check their temperature. We're also wearing gloves, masks, aprons when we treat. We're wiping down the couch between every patient and we're airing the room, opening windows, airing the room. We're asking that patients wear masks as well. And we're using 70% alcohol to clean all the door handles, and we're doing thorough deep cleans. So, you know, I know that obviously people might think, oh, being that close to someone is a bit scary, but we are following all the protocols and keeping an eye on guidelines, so don't worry.
Yeah, because I came to see Sarah because I fell down a hole out the front, and it was actually my first time of kind of being in another space, and I was really anxious, but I felt so much better because I had my mask, wash your hands, was aired, and I felt very safe there. So
we've had that with a lot of people that, you know, the pain's got so bad that they need to do something, and they are really nervous because they've not seen anyone else. But they come and realise how much we're doing and kind of go, oh, well, this is, you know, more than going to the supermarket. So it's putting people's minds at rest, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if anyone has any questions, then feel free to just get in contact with us as well. I never mind having a chat with people beforehand about what the problem is, whether it's suitable for treatment, and if not, direct them elsewhere, or explaining again what the process involves and what we go through. So feel free to give a chat. I will always call people back. It might not be till the end of the day, but I will always call people back.
Yeah, and if anyone's got any questions on anything, you can always comment on this, on whether it's on Facebook or YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll do our best to get back to you as well. And just before you go, how can people find you on Facebook or your website?
Yeah, so we're just at Redfern Osteopaths. We're based in Keynsham, just by the Grasmere Haywoods Hotel, and we're also based in the Elmhayes GP Surgery in Poulton. And very exciting, I finally got round to it. We are redoing our website and making it a bit more mobile friendly. So there'll be lots more information and up-to-date pictures of all of us, because we've got a lovely team. We've also got a hypnotherapist, we've also got a sports massage therapist, and it's growing and growing. So there will soon be lovely pictures of us all on the website and up-to-date info. But yeah, redfernosteopaths.co.uk or on Facebook.
Fantastic. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time.
No, lovely to chat to you, and I'm glad to hear your courses are up and running again and sending people your way. So it's great to hear that everything that you're doing as well.
I'm just actually, next week is the first time we're going back to the hall, so got a bigger hall, nice. Microphone, so I don't speak so loud, cleaning things down. So, and I think as well, some people just want to stay online, so I'm still offering online or in person, so a combination.
Which is brilliant. I do always recommend to people that it's great to go and do courses with you first, because you can say up a bit, left a bit, and really put them in positions before they start online. It's always good to, because you offer some one-to-ones as well, don't you?
One-to-ones as well. And I've also, people are online with me, I've got them on Zoom, and I've got a large computer screen down there as well, so I'm always like right up to the screen looking how they
brilliant.
One online is fine too,
because
then I can really keep an eye on people.
Yeah, no, that's fab. I'm pleased to hear that I'm sending a few people your way this week, actually. So I'm pleased to hear it's all up and running. So, but yeah, thank you very much for the chat. And if you'd like anything more specific on particular injuries, then I could do that at a later date.
Brilliant.
Fab. That's all right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.